The third film from the Fantastic Beasts series is almost here, and we can't wait to watch it. It has been quite a while since the Harry Potter world took it upon itself to try and reveal the life of not only Headmaster Albus Percival Wulfric, Brian Dumbledore, but of the entire Dumbledore family. Fans of the wizarding world have been going nuts ever since Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore was announced as the third movie from the series, so we thought we'd bring you some new leaked secrets and details about the movie. Let's get right into it. So when is the movie releasing? Originally, the film was set to release in November of 2020, but then the COVID-19 struck and production came to a halt. The cameras gathered dust for a few months until September came and filming continued once again. Even though this was good news, it still meant that the film could no longer be released until at least 2021. Warner Brothers were adamant on releasing the film in 2021, but then production experienced yet another blow when Johnny Depp exited the film. More on that later. It seems as if somebody out there doesn't want Dumbledore to tell his side of the story. After that, the film was set to release on July 15th, 2022, just as fans had allowed themselves to absorb the news, knowing that they would have to wait just a while before they'd be able to see Jude Law as Dumbledore again. More news came. The release date for the film had been changed once again. We were about to throw a major tantrum when we suddenly realized that the film was now going to be released on April 15th, 2022, 3 whole months ahead of the previous date. Gotta say, that was a nice surprise for once. Probably the universe rewarding us for our patience. Oh, and if you're in the UK, then you'll get to see the movie even earlier. The official date for release in the UK is April 8th, 2022. Next, let's dive into the cast of the movie. Of course, we'll be seeing the old gang from the first 2 movies back in action. Eddie Redmayne, Catherine Waterston, and Dan Fogler will all be returning to play the roles of Newt Scamander, Tina Goldstein, and Jacob Kowalski, respectively. Alison Sudan will be returning to the role of Queenie, and Callum Turner will once again be playing Newt's older brother, Auror Theseus Scamander. The man that the film is all about, Albus Dumbledore, will again be played by Jude Law, of course. However, as we have already mentioned before, Johnny Depp will no longer be continuing his role as the gorgeous and eccentric Grindelwald. Instead, the ever-charming Mads Mikkelsen has been cast this time to play the darkest wizard of all time. Fans had hoped that Colin Farrell might return to take on the role once again, but he had already committed to filming The Batman. Although Mikkelsen promises to try his best to find his own way around the character so that fans can appreciate his take on Grindelwald separately from Depp's, and it makes sense that he would feel the need to make his mark on the character because he doesn't want to hide under the shadow of his predecessor. Since Letta Lestrange sacrificed herself in the last film, we are not certain if we will get to see Zoe Kravitz again, but there's always hope that she may show up in a flashback or something of the sort. We will, of course, see Ezra Miller resume his role as the troubled Credence Barebone, who, we can't help but mention, confused us all for a moment in the trailer. This time around, Miller is seen playing the character with dark, shoulder-length hair that reminded us of a certain anti-hero that we will love always. So what do we know about the plot? Okay, so we have to admit there isn't a whole lot we know about the film's plot yet. So far, we've only got to see a small chunk of what will possibly happen in the franchise's third film, and that's what we're going to discuss. In the first film, Dumbledore was mentioned only by name. In Crimes of Grindelwald, we got to see Jude Law's Dumbledore out and about. And now, this third film is all about the greatest headmaster Hogwarts ever had. It is clear that the franchise was always meant to answer some of the most burning questions that lingered in the minds of both readers of the Harry Potter books and those who only watch the films. The story of Dumbledore's life and the most significant times in the history of the wizarding world are being revealed to us slowly through the eyes of Newt Scamander. We doubt that there will be a lot of focus on Scamander in this movie. We are reaching the middle of the 5-part story, and there are no resolutions in the middle of the story now, are there? Another thing we know is that this film is going to explore different corners of the wizarding world, bringing Rio de Janeiro, Brazil into the mix. We believe that since the film is set there, we'll be learning more about Castelo Bruxo, the Brazilian school for magic that you might remember being mentioned in the Harry Potter books. Oh, and Dumbledore and Credence will come face to face in this film. Again, with Credence looking all Snape-like, we're not sure how we feel about that yet. And of course, Queenie appears to still be Team Grindelwald, and we can see tensions building. As Newt and friends bring in more people for help, so does Grindelwald, after announcing a war against the Muggle world as we saw him do in the trailer. Since the first 2 movies focused a lot on building the narrative and creating an entire world along with the storytelling, we are hopeful that things will really start to move along now, and the story will progress much faster. Let's take a look at Ariana Dumbledore. Recently, photos of Ariana Dumbledore were leaked on Twitter, and they were apparently taken on the sets of Crimes of Grindelwald. Since there was absolutely no mention of Dumbledore's younger sister in the second film, a lot of people are just confused about these photos, but we don't think that scenes with her in it were even supposed to be a part of the second film, or that her scenes were deleted from the film for some reason, as others have speculated. Since Dumbledore and Grindelwald Grindelwald's story didn't exactly progress in Fantastic Beasts 2, we believe that the scenes with Ariana Dumbledore in them were actually shot for the upcoming films instead. Sure, the scenes with younger versions of Dumbledore and Grindelwald with Ariana might have been shot around the second film's production, but they will come into play in the upcoming films when the story of Dumbledore's troubled and dark past will be revealed one flashback scene at a time. And we really hope that we will get to see Ariana in Fantastic Beasts 3, because it only makes sense for her to appear in a film about Dumbledore's secrets when his biggest secret as well as regret was the death of his sister and the way she died. Next, let's cover the controversy surrounding the film. Since the Crimes of Grindelwald essentially failed and was kinda rated to be the least popular among the audiences, the third film has a lot of pressure on its shoulders to do well, and we are concerned about all the controversy that tends to drown the movie with negative headlines being thrown around, associating a whole lot of negativity with the film's title. At first, it was author J.K. Rowling's Twitter posts and a nearly 4,000-word essay oozing transphobia, and the backlash it received not only from the fans, but also some of the biggest stars in the wizarding world, including Emma Watson, Eddie Redmayne, as well as Harry Potter himself. People were quick to assure the public that they do not associate their views with those of the authors. Then there was the whole thing with Johnny Depp being involved in a case against a newspaper, making a whole lot of horrible allegations about the star's personal life, which ultimately got him kicked off the movie. And of course, the Nagini controversy, when a Korean actress, Claudia Kim, was signed on to play the blood-cursed maledictus Nagini. Several people found it to be racially insensitive. Not to forget the fact that people are seriously upset that the hyped-up potential romance between Dumbledore and Grindelwald was practically non-existent from the second film. Fans are clearly tired of the process of setting up the plot for the past two films. Point is, the film has become somewhat of a magnet for unfavorable news, and honestly, we're sure that the film might have been cursed. Hopefully, once it's released, Secrets of Dumbledore will exceed all expectations, because we don't think we can handle this 5-part series being reduced to only 3. No, thank you. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think is the deal with Ariana Dumbledore's leaked photos? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.